from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, here at the Class of 1923 Arena. Welcome to tonight's ACHA Division I men's hockey game between the host, Drexel University Dragons, and the visiting Farmingdale State Rams. Here on the Drexel YouTube channel, being produced by the Sports Fanbase Network. Jake Levin with you on the call. John Galonis is our producer tonight. Cormac Keach, Daniela Schneider on camera. Ari Bluestein, executive producer, off-site. Got a good one here as the Dragons. It's a doubleheader. Drexel D1 starting us off. Drexel D2 against George Mason coming up in your nightcap here from the Class of 1923 Arena. As we are underway, Drexel is in some pink-out uniforms tonight. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month after all. They are looking sharp, attacking the goal to the left of your screen as this one gets underway. Farmingdale State, they're in their whites with some green trim. Now trying to break out of their own end defensively for the first time. Thomas Ivers splits through neutral ice, going down to an own corner. Ryan Lippy played at Holy Ghost Prep before joining Drexel. Just flopped out into neutral ice, playable for Frank Alessi. D-to-D for Jacob Kravitz. Tried to tuck one up the near side boards towards Joe Quigley. Old school arena here in Philadelphia. The bench is on opposite sides. No true advantage to being on either side. Long change hurts you. Just the same, both, or all three periods, I should say, as the Dragons get the first shot of the game. It was Benjamin Burkhand, the shot. Another backhand shimmy won't go. Your starting goaltender for Farmingdale, Brian Cronin, rocking number 33 for the Rams. Dragons take it right back. This is Jimmy Jacobs, the leading scorers on this Drexel team, and in all of the ACHA in the early going, a bouncing puck will go towards the near side corner. Drexel, firm control of its attacking end, like it's on a power play right now. There's Santino Tibiero, D-to-D. Cronin can't find the puck on the back end. That shot was taken by Ryan Sambuco, and we'll get an offensive zone draw for the Dragons. 6-1 entering play this evening. Only loss at West Virginia University, the Mountaineers. Full zone draw for Drexel. Evan Mudrick will take it. He's got Tibiero to his left in the slot, on his flank to the right. Patero Bakerin. Bakerin, an NCAA transfer from Newman, Division III school not far from here, as there's a laser from the point. William Mikolas. That's worn well by Brian Cronin. The stoppage, 18:26 to go in the first. Mikolas at the far point, straddling the near side. Brady Doyle from Malvern Prep, one of several Malvern Prep alumni on this Drexel roster. Kept in Mikolas right point. He'll feed one. Cronin makes the stop. Farmingdale trying to clear. Jousted along far side by John Crowdell. Crowdell tried to sweep it through the corner. Mishandled neutral zone, Devin Quinones. Sliding back, Aaron Leach Wilson. Works up the far side, gonna sputter back to him. Bank pass, tried to go to the skates of Jace Lombardo. Pocket picked by Ryan Lippy. Last played with Holy Ghost Prep before joining Drexel. Banked up top, kept in by Ryan Hopkins. Up the slot, here come the Dragons. Outlet pass for Anton Kazitsky. He can fly, can Kazitsky. That's the scouting report on him. Tucks one on the half boards for Mudrick. Works across point. Lippy will sling it well wide. Kept in half boards, Hayden Surratt. Bakerin, far side, little jam at the doorstep, won't go. Lippy lets it bypass his handle. Flying up ice, Anthony Rodriguez. Still no shots on goal for Farmingdale State. A little bit of zone time. More than 3 minutes gone by here from the campus of Penn, but really adjacent to the campus of Drexel. First time Dragons really stuck in their own end, trying to free it is Eric Eisler. That was kept in near side. Hopkins Didn't get the deflection he was looking for. Tim Devine through neutral ice. Comes across for Hopkins. Thomas Smith, number 77. Great number for a defenseman. Can't clear the zone, though. Corralled by Eisler. Far side, Tibiero. He'll connect out of the corner with Steele. Steele for Tibiero. Shoots one. Blocked high in the circle. Backhand drive for Eisler. Possessed by the Rams. It's Devine. Going 1-on-5. Lost the puck atop the zone. Swipe by Burkhand. Now worn by Eisler. He'll get it deep. Dragons in the midst of a change. Burkhan pursues, who's the defensive pairing, really heading off for Drexel. Trying to take advantage out far side, Chris Keller. Wide to the near corner. Jumping up, Jacob Kravitz. Funny carom off the kick plate. Playable for Joe Quigley. Puck up high. It's a cavernous building here, the class of 1923 arena, although pucks can certainly get lost in the support structure. Is Thomas Ivers. Wheels out from the far side. That comes back now towards Frank Alessi. Tried to thread the needle for Ivers. Out of his net, desperate just to get a touch in. Ryan Nocerino. Sambuco. Tried to undress Quinones clean. Jumping on Brady Doyle. Shoves it on the half boards. One of his options, Sambuco. Back towards Doyle. That was worn by Lazine, who will fire. Now deflect up high somehow. Stays in the sheet of play. And now home for a goal. Drexel takes the 1-0 lead. Little tap in for Ryan Sambuco. We'll check the official scoring because the initial save was made by Brian Cronin. If any indication, Sambuco first in line. Drexel a 1-0 lead at 5:30 of the first period. Nocerino will tend it. Now for Doyle. Tried to send Eto on a fly pattern. No connection. This will come back down to the Farmingdale State offensive end. Puck up into the stands. No protective netting on the long sides of the rink. You can have your head on a swivel down there. Gonna do a replay here. Take a look at that goal for the Dragons. Provided by John Galonis, our producer this evening on site. Right place, right time, no question about it for Sambuco. Sambuco's 7th goal of the season. He's now tied for second with Matt Harris. For the time being, the team leader in points, one ahead of Jimmy Jacobs. Smith. That one on Nocerino. He'll ladle it aside for Surratt. Outlet for the Dragons. Chance to go streaking here. This is Biatai. Couldn't get the shot off. Eto will fall to the far corner. Now a blast up top from Surratt is blocked. Farmingdale State trying to take advantage. The numbers were there. Too slow to develop. So back defensively. Smith. Smith going to try from the near side this time. He'll leave it instead for Jacob Kravitz. Banks an outlet for John Crodell. Drexel, good forecheck in the neutral zone. Really taking control, making it hard for the Rams to clear through. Gotta be a little more crisp with their passing as the Dragons do ice the puck. Stoppage, 12:36 to go in the first. Dragons control the puck, hammered along by Mudryk. There's been one weakness in Drexel's game so far. They've possessed the puck so much more than Farmingdale State in the early going. Well, the outlet passes aren't hitting. That's resulted in some icing. Dominating at the dot, though. Shots on goal, 7-1. And, of course, 1-0 where it matters most. Goal at 5:30 from Ryan Sambuco. Kravitz, man in center. Zendo Sereno going to tend it, leave it for Lippi. Swings back with Gavin Del Grosso in, applying the pressure. Puck just over the blue line, now to neutral ice, playable for Devine. Lippi comes to the near side. Rams would have had to tag back up. This should not be an icing. Touched just across center by Bakerin. Far circle, Kazitsky. Wheels back up top. Quickly to the point man, Sambuco. Down low, Bakerin. Out to the half boards, Mudryk. Dragons setting up shop in the attacking end, getting comfortable as Kazitsky. Comes out to the near side, stick lifted. Couldn't maintain the puck. Here comes Farmingdale State. Thomas Ivers gains the line far side. It was a 2-on-1 rush for a moment. Quickly intercepted by Kazitsky. Now it's Drexel, 3-on-1. Kazitsky in, tried to center one, a little bit behind Steele. Well done defensively by the Rams. Drexel still in possession of the puck, offensive end. Near the halfway mark of this first period. Kazitsky from the near circle. He tried to uncork a wrister. Wouldn't go. Up top, possessed briefly by Tibiero. Steele gets it deep. Patrolling center, Doyle turns it back from where it came. Adam Lazine, formerly of Chelmsford High in Massachusetts. Chelmsford, hometown of NHL superstar Jack Eichel. The Vegas Golden Knights says we have a whistle. And we might have too many men for Farmingdale State. Let's see. Joe Quigley is headed over. Where's the penalty box? I don't see a corresponding call for Drexel as of yet. Well, now we do. Looks like Lazine went. And so it's going to be 4-on-4. Wide open ice, and that would explain why the draw is still in the neutral zone. Thomas Smith. Second effort, gets it back from Leach Wilson. Going to break out from the left and friendly fire into the Ram bench. Sambuco, the game's lone goal scorer, on for the neutral zone draw. Wins it clean as can be to Jimmy Jacobs. Skates back into his own end, shoots out from the far side right. Gains the line, Jacobs along with Sambuco. A high 2-on-1, never did materialize. Leach Wilson. Going back for Sean O'Donnell. Sean O'Donnell, good hockey name, former NHL defenseman. Boston Bruins, Blackhawks, Flyers, Ducks, maybe a few others. Here's Sambuco onside. Sambuco near circle, just behind Jacobs. Trying to reach back for it. It's O'Donnell. Comes near for Lombardo. Right circle, Lombardo. Round the screen and try to jam it home on the wraparound. Won't go. Out comes Drexel. Sambuco fires from the neutral zone. I'm not sure he was north of the red line, but he was so fast, no matter. No icing. Matt Harris joins the fray. Loose puck, and that's offside. Ryan Lippy, just a split second indecisive. Neutral zone draw. 36 seconds left to 4-on-4. Kravitz to retrieve. Far corner. Uses the wall to find Duffy. Plenty of pressure from Drexel. Farmingdale State still in possession. Crack the code and get it high on Nocerino. So it'll be an O-zone draw for Farmingdale State. Well done. Get 200 feet. At least during the offensive end draw. 12 seconds left, 4-on-4. For a special teams opportunity of this game. Not a power play, of course, for either team. Santino Tiberio for Kazitsky. So we're back to 5-on-5. Linesman in the throes of it. In deep on Nocerino. He's going to jam it back up the far wall. Eisler takes some contact. Hasn't been the most physical game as of yet. See if that materializes later on. Meanwhile, an entanglement looked incidental. Benjamin Burkhan locked up with Joe Quigley. No call against either player. 7.5 to go in the first. Kept in near point. Andrew Bodeye. 3 Dragons towards the puck in the corner. Nobody fires. Outskates Chris Keller. Jettisoned by Thomas Ivers. He's going off for a change. Tiberio braces some contact. Left it for Eisler. Neutralizes Thomas Smith. For Ryan Hopkins. Tees up a diagonal, and this will not be an icing. Probably because Nocerino, I think, came out to play. Far point slung by Smith. Nocerino, right place, right time. Can't find the puck, though. Trying to sit atop of it and still no whistle. Now we're seeing some physical play. On we go. Credit to the officials, letting that play resolve itself. Hate to see a premature whistle ruin a chance. William Mikolas. The shadow of his own goal. High forechecker is Devine. Comes to the near flats for Steele. Cross ice. Connects with Bakerin. Well north of the red line, in deep. Fetched by Leach Wilson. Steele throws his body around. Breakout for Farmingdale State, though, led by Leach Wilson. One more move. He could have had a clean shot, at least to the crease. Through the slot. Near wall, Steele. Active shift for him. Tumbles it deep and sprawl into his belly just in case Brian Cronin didn't want that puck to get too far away. And a stoppage, 5:43 to go in the first period. Shots on goal, 7-2. And a minute since Drexel has had one. 8-2 now, technically. Brady Doyle looks back. This won't be icing. Turns on the brakes, flings it for Mikolas. Fumbled by Harris. Now a chance for Joseph Minio. Minio for Bridgewood. Nice drop pass is broken up by Mikolas. Sambuco for Harris. Beg your pardon, Jacobs. In the left wing corner with less than 5 to play in the first. Gliding along is Minio. Minio falls back down towards the slot and a one-timer denied by No Sereno. Rob Sean O'Donnell as Drexel turns defense into offense. Here comes Matt Harris. Cross ice, top the slot, Jacobs. Couldn't get it to fall off low on the pads there on Cronin. Good shot. It's a 2-on-1 the other way. Taking the top off is Duffy. He scores! Tim Duffy and John Crodell. Perfectly executed 2-on-1. That was some great transition hockey from the Rams. Playing like their house was on fire a little bit. Tie the game up at 1-1 at 15:30 of the first period. We're going to take a look at this one. You can see just how close Drexel came to making it 2-0. Right side 2-on-1. It's Crodell to Duffy. Exactly 10 minutes after falling behind at 1-0. Jace Lombardo trying to stretch the defense himself. Dropped one towards Duffy. A couple of sticks deflected it towards the edges. It's a beyond side, but a little too far for Mudrick to haul in. Good layer in from Mudrick. Races what could have been a very high 2-on-1. Big hit near side, no call. Just losing an edge there, both Hopkins and Burkhan. Mikolas, left to right. Trying for the give and go was Bakerin. Farmingdale State all of a sudden playing the game on its terms a little bit more. Quick snapshot from Chris Keller wouldn't go. Kozitsky trying to take momentum back for the Dragons. Couldn't corral it towards the end wall. Far side, Cronin had to make a shot, save, I should say, from the edges. And another one. As Mudrick fed it, couldn't get the deflection he wanted. And tied up by Cronin with 2:34 to play in the first. Shots on goal now 10-4, favoring the Dragons. Also win for Drexel. Collected by Harris. Moved to the slot. That stayed out. A little help from the posts there. That one's still loose. Cronin tried to glove it. Dylan Bridgewood the other way for the Rams. For O'Donnell towards the corner. Had Minio. Now come the Dragons. This is Jimmy Jacobs. Running mate is Sambuco. Jacobs felled. No call. Scrum along the boards. Kept in by Surrett. Moved to the slot now. Far side looking for Lippy. Still loose. Can't get it to go. Sambuco down low along with Harris. A very productive line for Drexel. Figure they'll have this and maybe one more shift in the first period. Help give the Dragons that lead back. Sambuco. It's a V cut right up the middle. Drop for Harris. Toe drag to the slot. Back to Sambuco. Misses the mark. Lippy, though, will play it off the edge. Final 80 seconds now of the first period. Puck played with a high stick, or his last touch with a high stick by Farmingdale. A Ram next touch it, so Drexel will get the ozone draw, 1:11 to go. Nathan Steele on the ozone draw. It's a beeline to the corner. Tied up with Lazine. Short side, quick shot from Eisler. Save Cronin. Lazine to the point, unable to hold it to Biero. And now streaking along is Devine in, and it's wide into the final minute. Devine gets it back, slides perfectly across, and a save from No Sereno. Denying Del Grasso at the doorstep. Out come the Dragons. This is Steele. Gains a line from the left. Outside the circle, shoots, and nearly leaked at 5-hole, but closing in time was Cronin. Aggressive look on this draw for Drexel. Two guys staggered along the circle. Floated in by Doyle, glove stop Cronin. Mudrick wins clean for Doyle. Cross point, Nicholas gets it deep. Into the final 20 seconds. Mudrick working along the end boards. Puck still loose, right back for Bakerin. Bakerin, right corner. Rams have it. Final 10 seconds. 2-on-2 rush. This is Lombardo. Top the circle. Fires on. I don't know if No Sereno saw it, but it's wide to the end boards. Batted down by Duffy as the buzzer sounds. 20 minutes down here at the class of 1923 arena. 1-1 between Drexel and Farmingdale State. We'll take a break. When we come back, second period action. You are watching the ACHA. Second period is underway from the class of 1923 arena here on the campus of Pennsylvania. Jake Love with you on the call here. This game being produced by the Sports Fan Base Network. It is 1-1 between Drexel and Farmingdale State as it's the Dragons attacking the goal to the right of your screen. Jimmy Jacobs just missed, giving the Dragons the lead back. It was Drexel 1-0 for the majority of that first period. A goal scored by Ryan Sambuco, 5:30 in. Farmingdale State can get up and down the ice with the best of them, though. There's Tim Duffy from his belly. It won't go on the wraparound attempt. Out comes Matt Harris now for the Dragons. He'll bump shoulders with Aaron Leach Wilson. Sambuco is denied this time by Brian Cronin. Equalizer for the Rams came 15:30 into the first period. It was a goal from Tim Duffy. Great 2-on-1 with John Crodell as the teams traded punches, scoring chances, and that one landed. Shots on goal for the first period were 17-5. Now it's up to 19-5, favoring Drexel. No end in sight. Dragons in control of the attacking end. Fumbled around a bit, far point, trying to pry it loose. Thomas Ivers for the Rams comes back to neutral ice. William Mikolas up high over Cronin, makes himself wide just in case. Kept in by Evan Mudrick. Shouts to the puck, left circle, shot's going to be wide from Kozitsky. Racing over Mikolas through the corner. Now Ivers the other way. Excellent drop for Leach Wilson. Shoots and a save by Nocerino. Drexel in their pink uniforms. October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Clean looking uniform. Farmingdale State in a very nice white and green look. Game one of a doubleheader here tonight. The Drexel Division II ACHA will be in action at about 10:30. A little contingent on when this one ends against George Mason. Fluttering puck. Settled by Hopkins. Give it back to the Dragons. Hopkins can have a second chance. Gets wasted by Lazine. Lazine tried to turn for steal. Couldn't complete the weave for Eisler. Lippy, right point. Scrum up top. O'Donnell the other way. He'll fire, and there's a kick stop by Nocerino. Helped with his stick. Far point. Hopkins couldn't get it off clean. Far circle. He'll whiz one way back out in the neutral ice and ultimately carried deep by Thomas Smith. Goes against the grain. It was touched by Bridgewood, so no icing. So the Rams get a full change. Bit of a disjointed breakout for the Dragons. This is Devine. Cross for Kravitz. Lippy. Off the wall for Steele and a harmless icing. Say harmless. It didn't look like it was going to be an icing, but Drexel just couldn't get in sync on those breakout attempts. To win out defensively now. 3 minutes gone by in the second period. Anthony Rodriguez on for the ozone draw. He won a clean, but right to Eric Eisler. Batted down by Hayden Surratt. Tried to tuck it and run north of the red line. No icing. Frank Aselli dangerously in front to Karen. Bet the red he was Cronin. Alessi left his feet. Able to get the puck to Del Grosso. Still far circle. Whizzed wide. Sereno didn't have to make a save. It's the Dragons break. This is Ryan Sambuco. He gets shoved aside from the puck. Looks clean according to the officials. We did have offsetting minors, so 4-on-4 at one point in the first period, but no power plays for either side as Sambuco leaves it up top for Harris. Shot caroms to the near corner, lowering the shoulder is Burkhand. Able to get it up top for Tiberio. Breakaway brewing, Tim Devine streaks ahead to the forehand and a save, Nocerino. Couldn't hang on clean, but kept it well wide. Rams re-enter. Quinones. A little too decappy. Got back on the wrong side of the blue line. Chipped it deep. Drexel possesses. Outlet a little bit behind Sambuco. Using Smith as a screen, it's Crowdell. Lombardo in return to Crowdell. Tiberio has Jimmy Jacobs. Contested by Duffy. Duffy high in the left circle. Poked aside briefly by Doyle. Maintained possession is Duffy. From the right circle now, shoots, and it changed directions off the mark. Neutral ice, Hopkins. Farmingdale State going to mix and match some personnel. High forechecker to Lombardo. Behind him the change. Drexel can't crack the code. It's icing again. 14:38 to play in the second. Off the draw, wrister from Hopkins is high. Bakerin onside with Kozitzki. Shot going to come all the way back into neutral ice. Batted down, it's Ivers. Jockeying for position in the corner boards with Surratt. Up the far wall, Kravitz on patrol for the Rams. Launched wide. Across the Penn logo. Played clean by Minio. Along with Keller. Looking at Quigley. Quigley sweeps back through the corner boards. Keller contested by Surratt. Good zone time for Farmingdale State, and we have a penalty coming on Drexel. Looks like we're going to have the game's first power play. In the meantime, 6 skaters to 5. Finally touched by the Dragons, and here we go. Rams to the power play at 6:26 of the second period. Going to be Hayden Surratt going. I think interference is the call. We'll confirm it. I haven't seen an official signal, but it certainly looked like interference. I haven't listed the time, and there it is, Surratt, 2 minutes. Just wondering for a second if they were going to get him for a major. I didn't see anything nearly that egregious. But it was enough for 2-minute minor, and so Drexel shorthanded for the first time. Immediately get the clear. Racing back Lombardo. Alessi. Crowdell completes the breakout over the attacking blue line. Steele takes it away for Dragons. Cleared right back down. Alessi will try again on the breakout. Andrew Bodeye is the high forechecker for Drexel. Alessi from the right. Drops back at Crowdell. Tried to go tape to tape for Lombardo. Exploded off his handle and all the way back down again. Halfway home on this power play. Been a nothing burger for Farmingdale State. No shots, no zone time. All it takes is one rush and one shot to make it a worthwhile man advantage. There's Joe Quigley. Top the zone, Alessi sees parted for him. Goes to the slot. Tic-tac pass for Bridgewood. Was broken up. Getting the stick in the way was Burkhan. Near side, Alessi. Top the zone. Joe Quigley. Far side back to Alessi. Quigley fires, blocked. Alessi swing and a miss from the left wing corner. Rams finally have the shape they want on the power play. And no Sereno doing his job. Brings us to a halt, 23 seconds left on the power play. Stick got paddled away by Cronin, then he puts his glove down to the puck. Last 30 seconds or so has looked much cleaner for Farmingdale State on this power play. Couple shots on goal. For the game, it's 19-9 in terms of shots, still favoring Drexel. Up top, Ivers. 9 seconds left, Surrett will return. This is still onside for the Rams. Ivers, cross zone for Leach Wilson. That was bombed out of the slot. Loose puck, Quigley is coming back on with Surrett. So Drexel kills off the penalty. Got a little hairy there at the end. Ultimately still a tied game. No icing. Leach Wilson deep to retrieve. Leach Wilson back onside, shoots, and a save. Cronin, rebound right up the middle for Del Grosso. Went towards the corner. Hayden Surrett trying to atone for the penalty, and I thought he was about to draw one himself. Farmstay down. Looked like he got tripped as he went across the attacking blue line. Officials letting him play. Nothing wrong with that. I think Drexel may have gotten away with a hook a few seconds later themselves. Surrett tried to grip. It was Keller. We'll get a stoppage. 10:19 to play in the second. Crodell won the draw, just high from Duffy. Great looking shot. A little too much English on it. Drexel onside. Here comes Harris. Couldn't connect with Jacobs. Tim Duffy, shot out of a cannon, up the middle, looking for Crodell. Sticked aside by Harris. Sambuco thought he had Harris, who was tripped up, and no call. Skyward on the clearing attempt. Lombardo looking for Duffy, who was open. He couldn't get the puck, though. Cronin brings it down, and hasn't really been a chippy game per se. You see a little action along the boards there at the end. 9:44 to play in the second. Alessi shoots, and Cronin makes the stop. Rebound control for Lazine. Alessi. In deep with Kravitz. And a turn back up ice, down on a knee, Mikolas. This is onside for the Dragons, can't get there, back over the blue. Alessi's been out there for a while. Kravitz tried to chip one away. Neutral ice. Lazine. Steal now. Wound up back with Lazine. Bats ahead. Eisler pursues. Paddled aside by Cronin. Minio's onside. Got the skates of Bridgewood instead of the tape. Leaves it through the end boards. Sean O'Donnell. Still possessed by Aaron Leach-Wilson for Farmingdale State. Back up the middle, now glove down by Lazine. Bad bounce for Drexel, taking the top off here is Minio, and Nocerino is the equalizer. Whistle, I would imagine, for a dislodged net. I don't think anything more. Bridgewood won the draw. Quinones ladled it deep. Quinones, right point, shoots, and it's blocked. Never got through the slot. Eisler striding after the puck. Leach-Wilson cuts him off. From the left, we'll go back to his right. The net is a screen. Mudrick in on the forecheck. Kozitsky makes himself known. Bakerin trying to lose Leach-Wilson. Kozitsky over to help. Scrum in the left wing corner, Drexel offensive end. Puck possessed by the Rams. As Minio had that breakaway a few moments earlier. Minio now high in the slot, a little bit behind Del Grosso. There's the Price along the boards. Del Grosso stays on it, right dot. Gets a shot off. Ultimately blocked harmlessly to the edges. Loose puck. There's going to be a chance for the Dragons. This is Kozitsky. What an undressing, but he can't finish. Great save by Cronin. Farmingdale State bends, does not break. Nocerino does his job. Now another chance brewing for Drexel. It's Kozitsky. 3-on-1. He's got Baker and try to return the favor. And a nice job standing in the middle. Thomas Smith. Stretch pass ahead for Gavin Del Grosso. Shoots and a save. Nocerino. This is the kind of hockey being played when Farmingdale State tied the game. The team's trading chances. Wide open ice. Pried along by Jimmy Jacobs. Here he comes from the far half boards. Tried to center one and couldn't get it to Sambuco in time. Once again, a counter punch going to be thrown. It's Thomas Ivers. He's in 1-on-3. High through the circle, thinking backhand. Tried to drop it. Still loose, high in the slot. Drexel looking up ice. It's going to be Sambuco. Wanted Harris. Missed the mark. Taken back by Ivers. Ivers ahead to the forehand, and Nocerino able to keep it tied again. If you're a defensive-minded head coach, you're losing your mind right now, but this has been wide open hockey. Teams trading scoring chances over the last couple of moments here. It's like Drexel would have been offside, and that's why you see the passing up the opportunity for Harris. All the while, Joe Quigley ahead, trying to go backhand tuck on Nocerino. Again, keeps the puck in front of him. Finally a stoppage. One our score, getting late in the second period. Two very good offensive teams. Would have figured a little bit more scoring. The goaltenders came to play today. Brian Cronin for Farmingdale State and Ryan Nocerino for Drexel. 21 saves for Cronin, 13 for Nocerino. Crodell for Duffy. Lombardo races out. Crodell from along the end boards, able to bank one now. Out in play for Quinones. Steele. The pressure applied by Lombardo. Lombardo now with the puck, right circle. Got to come back to Crodell. No connection as the Dragons can ice this puck. Duffy. Clean up the wall. Kept in by Hopkins. Trying to go short side now. Good look from Lombardo off the carom. Nocerino again holds that post. Lombardo. Great zone time for the Rams. Hopkins going to pinch in. They can point no matter as Smith is there for the Rams. Cronin had to make a ready stop on a puck from deep. Here comes Lombardo. He's got Duffy riding shotgun in the slot to the forehand. He skated a little far to the right. Dragons possess. Swept by Eisler. Wanted to connect with Bakerin. Final 4 minutes or so of this second period. Jacob Kravitz goes deep into the left wing corner to retreat. 2 men on him. From the half wall, there's Surrett. Still taking the only penalty in this game, the only penalty that's resulted in a power play. Kaczynski, Lippi will shoot. Kept in up top by Surrett. Tried to complete the diagonal to Kaczynski. He hangs on. Now it's some great zone time for Drexel. Nobody home in the slot. So the Rams will break. With quick hands from Minio. Connects onside. Far side for Keller. Shot, and that's up into the netting. Courtesy of the blocker side of Ryan Nocerino. Shots on goal now 23-15. Favoring the home team. Comes Matt Harris. Harris onside, drops to the slot and couldn't connect clean with Burkhan. That came loose. See where this draw comes. This might be in the Drexel offensive end or maybe just outside of it. So it'll be the latter. Another neutral zone draw coming. Same spot. Frank Alessi for Gavin Del Grosso. Del Grosso far side. Broken up by Burkhan. Cronin watches it go wide as Jacobs. Tried to place it for Harris. Alessi lulls in Jacobs, sticks right on him. Now Alessi the breakout. North of the red line, Del Grosso will play it off the wall. Alessi at the left point, kept it in. He'll hammer one that just does clear the side glass. Pretty low here at the class of 1923 arena. You really not any fans over on that side right now. This place gets packed out. Head on a swivel at all times. Glove down near point, Leach Wilson saved Nocerino. Crodell, Duffy had returned to Leach Wilson. Puck got stuck a bit. Edo Up the near side, Steele will try to self-pass. Greets it down at the end. Boards, missed the mark. Back up in the middle towards Edo. And a breakout for Duffy. Into the final minute of the second period. Duffy dazzles past Doyle. Brady Doyle. Far side. He may get a good bounce here. Did just that. Came in on Cronin. No icing. Full change for the Rams and the Dragons. Able to avoid too many men. And there's no Sereno. No choice but to clamp it down. 18 seconds on the clock. Puck loose at the doorstep. Now Alessi, 6 on the clock. He's going to look ahead towards Quigley. Tic-tac goal! Chris Keller with 3 seconds on the clock gives Farmingdale State its first lead of the game. Keller from Alessi and Quigley at 19:57. Puck will drop. That'll do it for the second period. A shell-shocked Drexel crowd. Going to take a look at that goal one more time. Just great puck movement from Farmingdale State. Getting more confident in the offensive end as the game has gone on. Very nice sequence here. Far post. Nobody picked up Keller. He makes it 2-1 as we'll head to the second intermission. When we return, third period action. You're watching the ACHA on the Fanbase Sports Network. Third period face-off controlled by the Drexel Dragons. Back attacking the goal to the left of your screen. Surrendered the go-ahead goal at 19:57 of the second period. Trailing for the first time tonight. How will the Dragons respond? Jake Levin back with you here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Dragons still out shooting Farmingdale State 23-16, although shots in that second period heavily favored the Rams. 14-7, in fact, because Drexel dominated the first 20 minutes so much. This is a Farmingdale State team that has not been afraid to stretch the ice, and they will give up plenty of chances if it means they can take a few of their own. There's a laser from Ryan Sambuco, still the only goal scorer for the Dragons, does not fall. Brian Cronin has played very well for the Rams. He's unblemished since giving up that goal 5:30 into the first period. It was Chris Keller at 19:57. Tucked one home on the far post on a look from Joe Quigley. Frank Alessi initially found Quigley for the secondary assist as icing is the call on Farmingdale State. Game one of a doubleheader tonight from the class of 1923 arena. Coming up after the conclusion of this game, give or take 10:30, maybe a little sooner, we'll see. The Drexel Division II ACHA men's hockey team will be doing battle against George Mason. Here's Tim Devine. Curled one up for Quigley. Playable for Mudrick. Tried to bank one off the end wall for Doyle. Got stuck a little bit. And now the Dragons can break, and it's Anton Kozitsky. 2-on-2, sprints ahead, gets the shot off, sticked aside by Cronin. Crodell will hammer it deep. No Sereno will tend it. Kept in by Wilson Leach. And a save, no Sereno. Skating through is Mudrick. Far point offering from Quinones. Ivers. Try to track it up the near wall. Here's Anton Kozitsky. Looking for some space. Tic-tac pass out of the end. And now it'll be a 2-on-2. Kozitsky shoots and a kick save made by Cronin. Fouled the rebound, goes off the side of the goal. Burkhan, that was a perfect chance for Drexel. Didn't have a ton of clean chances in that second period. Few they did were thwarted by Brian Cronin. Number 33 for Farmingdale State. Jacob Kravitz. Cross for Frank Alessi. This will be icing. A little more than 3 minutes gone by in the third period. Drexel off to a 6-1 start this season. Obviously 6-2 is not bad either. The way the Dragons really controlled that first period. There's still a lot of hockey left. I want to leave points on the board. Jacobs able to maneuver that one up top for Tiberio. Now it's Dylan Bridgewood. Entry from the near side right. Want to drop for O'Donnell. Across the way, Minio. He's had a couple of breakaway scoring chances. Looked like Ridgewood may have been trying to load up for a Michigan attempt. Back the other way is Jimmy Jacobs. Onside Minio. Left circle, goes ahead and skating up top outside the crease, O'Donnell. Shot went towards the corner. Jacobs gonna come up the perimeter, no icing. And to retrieve is Smith. No icing, but we do have a penalty, and it is gonna be on Farmingdale State. Drexel is going to have its first power play of the game at 4:05 of the third period. Dylan Bridgewood is going to go. Interference was the call. Saw it clear that time. We'll give you the Drexel power play personnel. Jimmy Jacobs, Matt Harris. Ryan Sambuco were up front with Anton Kazitsky. And Benjamin Burkheim, your point men. Face-off won by Harris, but cleared out by Farmingdale State. Kazitsky had to angle it back towards Burkheim. Succeeds. Backhand drive. Cronin helped keep it away. And hold on, that net is loose. I think this draw would come in the Drexel offensive end. And indeed it will. Off to the glove side of Cronin. Same personnel, same place. Harris on for the draw against Gavin Del Grasso. And that's going to trickle on towards Cronin. We'll reset and do it yet again on the draw. Wash, rinse, repeat. No great chances yet on this power play. Still only 20 seconds old for Drexel. Spent a lot of time in the offensive end, and third time's a charm. Nope, another stop for Cronin. John Crodell's been giving Harris fits. Finally controlled clean by the Dragons. Kazitsky near side shoots, and the deflection is going to carry it wide. Kazitsky up ahead for Harris. High in the slot. That's blocked. Burkhan, Kazitsky. 1-3-1 look. Burkhan steps into one. Blocked in front by Kravitz. Kazitsky. Shimmy shake through the near circle. Collected by Jacobs. Around the hash marks. Goes back to Kazitsky up top. Few strides in. Shoots, and it's deflected wide. Burkhan patrolling the right. Unable to hold the zone. Almost friendly fire there. Crodell. And I think that might actually be the call. It was touched by a glove on the Farmingdale State bench. That's a big break for Drexel. Assuming that's what the call is. Dragons will get an offensive zone draw. New power play unit out there. New penalty killers as well. Except for Crodell. He stays on. Wins yet another draw. Alessi gave it away to Steele. Lippy up top, gives way for Surrett. Cross-ice shot, score! Tucked bar down on the far side. It's a good goal for Pietro Bakerin. And we are all square. 2-2 on the power play. Take a look at this one on the replay. Just a great look. Seam pass, cross ice. Buried by Bakerin. And the goal, 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Farmingdale State came from behind to take the lead. Drexel's now come from behind to tie it. Surrett and Steele be credited with the assists. Big hit across center ice. Another one here on the near side between Bonai and Leach Wilson. Loose stick out there. Referee going to try and take control of this one back. I think we might have another penalty coming on Farmingdale State. Looked like a slash. And it's going to be Aaron Leach Wilson who's gone at 6:16. So how's this for Drexel? What a chance. He used the power play to tie it up. About to have a chance potentially to take the lead back. Shots are 5-1 Dragons here in the third period. Now there's penalty time listed for 2 players on Farmingdale State right now. I don't know if that's a error in the scoring box or the officials really did get 2 minors on Farmingdale State. Going to be without Aaron Leach Wilson for the slash. And I think a roughing was the ensuing call on Joe Quigley. 5-on-3, no time like the present for the Dragons. Sambuco give and go with Harris. Shoots, but he left the puck. Barely kept it going forward, and the Rams are able to clear. This is a full 2-minute 5-on-3, so a lot of work still to come for Farmingdale State. Get that initial clear. Harris for Jacobs. To the left corner up top, back to Sambuco. Cross zone, it's Harris. Harris from Kozitzki. Sambuco up top, Harris. Back at Sambuco. Tic-tac pass, and what a save by Brian Cronin, denying Sambuco what would have been his second of the game. Kozitzki, I should say, was the high man that time. Sambuco had dropped back, and now we'll get fresh personnel for both teams. Evan Mudrick on for the draw. Steele guides one for Surrett. Comes near point. Mudrick trying to loosen up the soft spot in the defense. Going to trickle back and ultimately kept in by Surrett. Steele to settle. Surrett, right side. Into the corner for Bakerin. That's the game-tying goal. Bakerin. Near point. Top the circle, it's Mudrick. Back at Bakerin. Bakerin fires one off the end board. Still 36 seconds. 5-on-3 for Drexel. Collected in the skates of Mudrick. Top the left circle. It's going to work its way out towards Surrett. Clings iron. 20 seconds left now. 5-on-3. Surrett again shoots and a save. Cronin. Right back to Surrett. Heaves one towards Mudrick. And a guide one in and out of the corner wall. It's Ryan Lippy. Lippy for Mudrick. Shoots and a glove stop again for Brian Cronin. He needs to be the best player on the ice for Farmingdale State right now, and so far so good. Shots on goal, 8-1 right now in the third period for a game total of 31-17 for Drexel. 7 seconds left to salvage a full 2-minute 5-on-3. Rams win the draw. Not out though. Burkhan guides one. Still on. Fired by Surrett. Cronin can't control at the back post, and with 1 second left on the 5-on-3, the Dragons score. Far from how they drew it up, they'll take it. It's Ryan Sambuco. Garbage goal. He was in the right place at the right time. Jams it home. When I say a garbage goal, I don't mean it was a bad goal. I mean that's what you got to do and get to those greasy areas. The initial save is made. Clean up the rebound. And it's 3-2. Drexel back ahead. Time of the goal, 8 minutes, 18 seconds. It will go down as a 5-on-3 goal. Drexel led 1-0, trailed 2-1, now leads 3-2. Nearing the halfway mark of this third period. Tim Duffy, he can fly with the best of them. He scored 1 goal, trying to drop it off. No Sereno holds that far post. Keeps Drexel ahead to 9, Chase Lombardo. Puck wouldn't settle for Duffy, and now here's Jimmy Jacobs with Matt Harris. Gliding up the far side right. Jacobs a shot. Stay low to the ice. The follow-up from Sambuco is wide. Dragons playing this game from the edges, just firing at will right now. This is up top. Brady Doyle holds the zone. Anton Kozitsky for Harris. Jimmy Jacobs out of the left wing corner. Tried to jam to the slot. Duffy got locked up with Kozitsky. Fluttered on by Lombardo, and Noel Sereno drops, leaves it for Doyle. Breck out up the near side left. Could have had either Bakerin or Mudrick. Both onside. Kozitsky tapped one. Nicholas on the scene. That puck is up into the Drexel bench. Exactly 10 minutes to go in the third period. Shot from Kozitsky off the side of the goal. Stationed in the corner. Puck wouldn't settle for him. All the way back out. This should be icing. 9:39 to play. Clean win at the dot from Mudrick. Somebody just snapped a stick. That was Hayden Surratt. Now comes Tim Devine trying to take advantage. Well, Sereno gets a piece of it. We'll stop the puck with 9:15 to play. A little chippy out there again. Seeing Burkhan and Anthony Rodriguez going at it. Kept in near point, Jacob Kravitz. To the half boards for Ridgewood. Alessi turns it over to Lazine. Lazine, now Eisler. Sweeps it along for Steele. Out of the corner, fired. Cronin makes the initial stop, far post. Won't go for Eisler. An ozone draw coming for Drexel, 8:51 on the clock now. Cronin denies Eisler, and a shot from the perimeter. Ridgewood for Minio. Offside. Keller wins the draw. Keller had the go-ahead goal for the Rams at 19:57 of the second. Rams have been stymied since. Doyle, pocket pick by Ivers. The other way for Smith. Doyle trying to atone. Sambuco for Jacobs. Cross center ice. He'll chip. Now chase for Harris. Jacobs glides past. And a breakout. Leach Wilson A little too far in front as Mikolas took it back. Onside for Sambuco. The back check from Joe Quigley. Rams can't clear. It's Jacobs high in the slot. Off the glass. Now comes Thomas Ivers. Ivers from the half boards. Picked off deep in the slot. Out comes Sambuco. Should be icing on Farmingdale State, and there's your whistle. Hayden Surratt. 360's back. Sends one to the end boards. Playable for Mudrick. Mudrick tried to jam it in front. Kozitsky. Slick skating. Goes to the point for Surratt. Blocked away. Surratt racing back in coverage. Lombardo on the scene. Tiberio. Gonna go against the grain. Bakerin had the game tying goal on the power play earlier this period at about 5:20. Down to 6.5 to go in the third. This is Tim Duffy. Frank Alessi. Center ice. Goes to Lombardo. He'll hammer one that will fly up and over the netting. That's hard to do without it getting stuck up in the girder. That's what it did. 6:14 to play. Shots now 35-19, favoring Drexel. 12-2 here in the third period. I'm sorry, 12-3. Drexel has had a power play, a conventional 5-on-4, scored on it, then a 5-on-3, scored with 1 second left on it. The Dragons have possessed the puck quite a bit in the latter stages of this game. That floats high over Cronin. Steele gives chase to the far corner. Tucked into the wall by Leach Wilson. Rams assume control of the puck. Bodai offsides. Matt Harris on for the draw. Want it to the edges. Possessed by Farmingdale State. Puck knocked down by Sambuco. Loose puck, last line of defense, Mikolas, before it reached Nocerino. Sambuco trying to take what the defense was giving him. Now Harris through the slot to the forehand, still loose. Rams dodge a bullet as Minio. Breaks out with O'Donnell to the near side right. Up ahead is Ridgewood. Tried to toe drag a backhand. Won't go, and now wide open ice, 2-on-2 chance for Drexel. Onside is Jacobs. Leaves for Sambuco. Left circle. Back for Jacobs. Looking back up by Sambuco. Shoots it. A save by Cronin. Surratt lays out. I believe that was Alessi. Not engaged atop the slot. Alessi right back to his skates. Hammers it around the edges with 4.5 to play. With the flow of traffic back up the wall, Sambuco turns it over to Kravitz. Skates through the circle, wide of the crease. Jacobs there for the Dragons. Kept in by Alessi. Wide open Kravitz, near side, shoots, and it was blocked by Harris. Right place, right time, and to a halt it comes. 4:19 to play. Alessi turns sideways for Keller. Dug out deep in the slot by the Dragons, sprinting along, no icing. What a rush for Anton Kozinski. Kravitz quickly the other way for Ivers. And a give and go with Kravitz, skating through Tiberio. Surrett dials up Kozinski, onside, outside the left circle, now goes up high. Has a curl back around out of the far side. This will be no icing. No Serino. Had to telegraph that with Mikolas. Back up ice, Kozinski. Gonna enter right up the gut, Kozinski. Couldn't get to a clean. Short pass for Bakerin. Bakerin had to wrap it around. No connection with Kozinski, and 2-on-2 comes Farmingdale State. 3 minutes to go. This is onside. Well played by Ridgewood. Lost the puck, and now a chance the other way for the Dragons. 2-on-2. This is onside. Bakerin. And a guide for Mikolas. High in the slot. That's going to go off the end boards. Good look for Eisler. Steele. Top the slot. Good pass, and just never really settled for Lazine. Does get it on Cronin. And a stoppage, 2:34 to go. Well, you start thinking, if you're Farmingdale State, you win a D-zone draw. Do you pull Brian Cronin for that extra tacker, 2.5 to go? Is it a little early for that? Especially the way the shots have been falling here in the third period. You wait till it's closer to maybe a minute 45, minute 30. So time for the things to sort themselves out. There's Tim Duffy. Engages with Surrett. Lombardo. On a Crodell. Kravitz holds the line. Skimmed off the stick of Surrett. Worked on by Crodell. No movement, no signs of it whatsoever from Cronin. And here comes Steele, but a penalty is coming on Drexel. It's interference. And so now you have all sorts of options if you're Farmingdale State. You can be that much more patient if you want, pulling Cronin. On the flip side, you can be that much more aggressive, make it 6-on-4. Timeout taken as a result by the Rams. And if you're Drexel, though, there's nothing good about being shorthanded this time of game, but 6-on-4, if you're shorthanded, you can at least ice the puck. That is one reprieve you get there. Coming down the home stretch of regulation here from the class of 1923 arena on the Sports Fan Base Network. Jake Levin with you on the call. John Galonis is our on-site producer. Cormac Keach and Daniela Schneider working the cameras, and Ari Bluestein, our executive producer. Off ice. Thank you to Drexel Hockey for having us. Game 1 of 2, doubleheader. Don't forget, Drexel Division II team playing host to George Mason coming up. That's a tentative 10:35 puck drop. We'll see if it's a little bit sooner. Hopefully not much later. .203 to play, and Cronin has exited the ice, so it will be 6-on-4. Yeah, this is the right move for your Farmingdale State. 6-on-4. Shots haven't been in your favor here, really all game, especially now in the third period, as Alessi gets one through. Save no Serino. And remember, the one good thing for Drexel right now, you can ice the puck. You're shorthanded. Not have an automatic draw come back in your defensive end. There's a 3-second difference between the penalty and game clock. So essentially, this will be for the rest of regulation. The 6-on-4. Unless Farmingdale State ties it. Onside is Alessi. Near side, Ridgewood. stays on it. And how's that? Patience from Burkhan. Doesn't overreact. Now Nocerino has to sprawl, and he holds that near side post to keep it a one-goal game. Keller wins the draw. Duffy the shot. Nocerino. They're going to kick it away down to the final 1:05. Alessi shoots, and Nocerino again comes strong to the puck. Denies Keller. Duffy through traffic. Bridgewood gets felled into the final minute. Alessi's way in, trying to gum it up is Eisler. 6 skaters to 4 right now for Farmingdale State. Duffy, backhand, goes cross zone, looking for Keller. And he has one big goal in this game for the Rams. Does he have another? Alessi, plenty of sauce on that pass for Ivers. Half minute to play in regulation. Quigley looking to top the slot. It's broken up. Eisler with the clear. This is going to be close. Didn't quite get through. And now one last chance for Farmingdale State. 16 seconds to play. Guiding along is Ivers. Ivers tried to drop for Duffy. Overload with Keller far side. Duffy moves into the right wing corner. 7 seconds to play. Alessi holds the zone for now. Cleared out. Down the river it goes with a second left. Drexel hangs on and comes back in the third period with a pair of power play goals. The winner comes at 8:18. Second of the game for Ryan Sambuco. He opens scoring and he closes it. And Ryan Nocerino, he stands tall with 20 saves as Drexel picks up the win and improves to 7-1 on the season. Farmingdale State falls to 3-3. That was an excellent hockey game, but we are only halfway done here tonight from the class of 1923 arena. Game 2, Drexel against George Mason, coming up, tentatively set to start at 10:35. Could be sooner, certainly won't be any later than that at this juncture. On behalf of our entire crew here at the Sports Fanbase Network, I'm Jake Levin. We will see you for Game 2 between the Dragons and the Patriots in a little while.